Okay, well, hello to everybody. Thanks so much for joining our August regional meeting. And we're going to go ahead and get started now. So we're running on time. Time is very valuable. So we're going to start with, of course, the earnings statement, because we have all learned that with anything that we do within Color Street, we need to have that income disclosure statement. So this just simply states that senior directors and above earn an annual income achieved by fewer than 1% of Color Street stylists. Basically, you're getting paid for your skill level, your efforts, and your sales. And I love that Color Street actually rewards stylists. Everybody earns commission on sales. Everything that we do is centered around the sales of our amazing product. So with that being said, I want to just jump right in here with just announcements, making sure, you know, we post so many things and Color Street sends us a weekly newsletter, but a lot of times we miss things. So I'm just going to quickly go over a few of these items. Beginning last week, the hand lotion and cuticle oil can now be redeemed with host rewards. That is a huge advantage, because we've been asking for higher ended or higher priced items to be available to hosts and hostesses. So this is a really great deal to be able to have it to offer. Also, starting today, we have our August host to join special. So this is something that we've been asking for quite some time as well. Is there a way that we can reduce the cost to for a kit? Sorry, I'm getting on my phone here too. The cost for a kit, and be able to have hostesses join for free or for a lower cost. So starting today, that's available until the end of September. Just remember that when you talk with your hostess about joining Color Street, please know that your host has to close the party from his or her end. You can't do it for them because of the legality of it. They have to fill out the stylist agreement. And so it's important that, you know, just know that you're not going to be able to see those options from your end. It's only on the hostess's end. And we've asked home office to maybe give us a little tutorial of how that looks, or how it works, or how it looks. And they said next week, they would definitely add some visuals to help us see what that looks like for them. All right, we also, at our conference this year, Color Street introduced our calendar, our foundation calendar for 2022 going into 23. So in September, we have childhood cancer awareness. October, of course, breast cancer awareness. November is Alzheimer's and dementia awareness. February is our military and veteran appreciation. March is autoimmune disease awareness, and May is suicide prevention awareness. Please know that these foundations or these causes are really chosen and voted on by our stylist peers. So they do have a panel of people that give input to that. And the cool news is that Color Street has already donated over $6 million to the foundations that we've supported in the past, and we've only been doing this for about 3 years, so that's an amazing number. Okay, the Glow All Out. I want to break this down real quick because this is an amazing program. For the next 7 months, we have an opportunity to play in this. So there's 3 steps to the program. Part 1 is where you earn cash bonuses for enrolling and mentoring new stylists. So you can see in the column all the way to the left where it says your PV in the month of new stylist enrollment. So if your PV is $1,000 to $1,999. And you enroll one new stylist who submits between $500 and $99.99 PV, then you will receive a $150 US cash bonus or $195 Canadian cash bonus for that month. If you do more sales and your new person does more sales, you'll also see that you get more of a bonus. Now, this works for your new stylist's first 2 monthly commission periods. Okay, so in other words, for their first 35 days and their first 65 days. That's not right. Monthly commission periods. I'll have to look that up. I think it's for their first 35 and 65 days, but it may fall a little bit short. So because it's going in the months. So if they start in August, the first monthly commission period ends the end of August, and you get your first profit check in the first 5 days of September. So that would be the first monthly commission period. And then the second monthly commission period would be the first week of October. So I just want to make sure that does that make sense for everybody? Yes, Bill? Okay. Part 2 of the Glow Out All Out program is when you earn total bonuses during this 7-month period, you will earn a consistency bonus. So if you earn $600 to $1,199 US bonuses or $770 to $1,429 Canadian, you will earn an extra $300 US consistency bonus or $385 Canadian. And you can see that this goes all the way up to earning $1,000 US consistency bonus or $1,270 in Canadian consistency bonus, plus the induction into the Glow All Out Club. So that's for earning $2,000 or $2,540 in the total commission period or the total bonus period. Now, what is the Glow All Out Club? That is the people that get inducted into that serve as an advisory committee to the Color Street home office during their annual planning process, and they'll actually be invited to a 2024 annual planning meeting and receive on-stage recognition at the 2023 Color Street Conference. Does that sound so cool? Are you guys all muted? I think that sounds amazing. So cool. Yeah, so cool. Who doesn't love to be involved in stuff, right? So, okay. So that's some Color Street announcements just to kind of give you the lowdown on what's going on. So with that being said, let me lead into introducing our first presenter. Color Street has really worked with us to help us develop the vision, our mission, and our pillars. So our vision is to transform the beauty experience for all. So in other words, we don't want Color Street customers to just have a nail experience. We want them to have a beauty experience. So that's going to be how we transition into this next phase. The mission is to inspire and empower through innovation that brings beauty into the world. And when we listen to, well, we'll talk about that later. There's going to be a training, a company-wide training coming up, and we'll be able to hear a little bit more about the beauty initiative. Our promise to all of us, our stylists, our field, is that Color Street will meet today's customers' expectations and create a brand that excels in customer satisfaction. So they're really working on expanding our brand into the beauty market. We will keep the center of our business around the purpose of supporting our greater community through our foundations program and donations. One of the cool things that we got to experience this year in various places, not everywhere, was the March of Dimes walk that I was wearing my Color Street t-shirt that I got from that this morning while I was out walking. And that was just a really cool experience. So it's kind of supporting the community, the Color Street community through the foundation. And then lastly, we will elevate the customer experience and offer operational excellence to our stylists. So we're seeing better and better things coming. So with that being said, I want to introduce our first speaker. I'm hoping she's on. Yeah, she's on. Okay, our first speaker who is going to share with us a little bit more about our conference. And Angela Lucky is a team builder with us. She actually started her business in November of 2020, but she sells on average over 1,700 in PV each month. So did she learn things from conference, or did she already know things from conference? So that's what we're going to find out a little bit more about. So Angela, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It feels a little strange to be in this position. I'm usually listening. So thank you for letting me share my experience. One of the things that Shonda asked me to talk about was what I gained from going in person versus not having gone in person in the past. So last year's conference, I did attend virtually, and not that I want to discourage anybody from a virtual attendance, but I remember at the end of that conference thinking, I think I could have gotten more out of this had I attended in person. I think I missed something. And so I made the commitment this year to go in person. And then Shonda knows, right at the point where we were starting to finalize things, I panicked. Oh my gosh, I can't afford the plane ticket. I don't know what I'm going to do for lodging. This mental commitment of buying the tickets wasn't enough. How am I going to do this? And she very quickly in a couple of messages said, check this airline, do this, do that. And it was very matter of fact. And I thought, okay, excuses done, figure it out. And I did. And the conversation I had with my son, who's 15, I'm blessed that I have this little mini adult that's watching around me, was, buddy, I'm kind of worried about taking off and not doing something with you and spending money that would come out of a fun budget. How do you feel about that? And he said, Mom, if you don't follow your dreams, who will?
Oh,
I'm like, dude,
I love that.
Where did you get that? And he points to my vision board and he said, it's on your board, Mom. And I was like, oh man, you're paying attention. You're watching what I'm doing. And that really resonated with me to the extent that I recognized that while it's difficult to make these sacrifices sometimes away from our family and away from our other commitments and maybe do things for ourselves, I was doing something for him and didn't even realize it because I was creating a mindset and a behavior that he was paying attention to. So I went into conference this time with a little bit of like angst. I think, you know, it was more than I was willing to spend at the time. It was like, I'm gonna lodge with people I've never met. I was gonna come at 1:40 in the morning and drop into the room when they were all sleeping. Like there was so many really awkward things happening that I kept thinking, how is this possibly going to be a good experience? It has to be. But I also want to tell you, I was kind of on the edge of my business feeling like, I don't think I like that we're getting lip products and I don't think I'm doing very good. And I don't feel like I'm doing the right things. And my gosh, this whole process was such a blessing. So I spent all day thinking like, what little nugget did I get? What did I really gain from conference that I didn't already know? And what I gained that was super valuable were a couple of things. One, I have cross-line sisters that really exist now. And what I mean by that is, while I've met some of these people here virtually in these kinds of conferences or, you know, meetings online, getting to meet everybody in person that was there was like tangible and real and powerful. And I feel so much more connected to this business now. And not just because it's Color Street, it's the women are making this business really magical for me now, like in a way that creates brainstorming and empowerment. And that whole thing that we have as a goal set for our VIP is what I gained with my crossline sisters. And I felt like that was just super important. The other thing that I gained from this is I put myself in the meetings that I didn't want to be involved in. I wasn't sure about the lipstick. I wasn't sure about the cosmetics. So those are the meetings that I went to. And I left feeling inspired and empowered and excited that this is what we're doing and why we're doing it. So it's not for me what I gained so much in like the technical stuff or in the how-to part of it, but it was the energy and the mindset that now renewed all of the things that I had stopped keeping in front of me. My why, my energy, my desires were starting to go away. So it was harder to feel excited. And now I'm excited again. And already I feel like I can do things that I couldn't do before. The one other thing that I gained from this is recognizing that it's easy to compare yourself for what you're not doing. It's hard to see what you're doing when you don't feel like that you're doing enough. And it was nice to be seen for even myself about what I am doing well. And that came out in conversation when somebody would say, how do you do this? And you would share that and go, oh, I know something. I know something. And then same thing, I could have that conversation with somebody else and like, they know something. And it felt, again, more tangible and real. So I don't know if that's exactly what Shonda was hoping that I would share today, but for me, the focus really was the mindset gain that I got from conference that was so powerful that it's absolutely not a question about whether I'll go next year. In fact, it's easy to afford all that if you put your business into that mindset because it didn't cost that much really, all said and done. And we can do that in ourselves. But also just recognizing that I want to go to Jamaica. I want to go and be on these boards. I want to be a part of this and see these women again more and more because this is what fills my life, not my job, not the habits of the daily stuff. I want to be around Color Street and the Color Street women. So that's for me what I gained out of conference.
I love that, Angela. Thank you so much. So would you say that conference would be a smart business investment because you do get to write your trip off as a business expense, right?
So I struggle a little bit with that from a standpoint that yes, is it a smart business investment? Absolutely, but not because of the tax write-off. I really feel like the investment to make us successful, especially after this experience, has so much more to do with grounding yourself back into your goals and your why. And the conference did that for me. It's not about the money or the write-off piece of it. It was about keeping focused on why I'm doing this and keeping focused on how to maintain that energy and that mindset moving forward.
How important would you say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest, are the relationships that you built with the people that you met at conference?
A 10, 100% a 10. Wynn is my direct sponsor, and I've been talking to her for darn near 2 years. We have met in passing. We do live in the same general area. We have met in passing really quick, handing off nail strips or switching out vendor booths, but never to the extent that I got to chat with her this weekend. And I think one of the things that was super valuable about that is I got to actually see her real personality, not her virtual personality. Mm-hmm. And what I mean, then you understand people's vernacular or how they say something. The presentation that comes across in a text or a voice message makes more sense when you know the person. And so that was really important for me to kind of just get to know that the people around me, the people I'm talking to in text, I can hear their voices now better and I can hear their intention better. Like I get where they're coming from or why they're saying that. It also helped me to recognize we all have such similar struggles. It's really easy to do that grass is greener thing. Well, gosh, if I didn't have to work, my life would be easier doing this. Or if my kid was older, it'd be easier. And it was really important to hear all of us have our things and all of us have stuff we're working through.
I love that too, because stories are important. Everybody has their own struggle of sorts, their own challenges, and it is important to be able to come together and discuss those as fellow, business owners. Like we're all collaborating together to work with the ideas, to learn things, and yeah, to be able to cheer each other on through the struggles that we have. So thank you, Angela. Anything else that you had to add?
Yeah, one thing, and I can't remember what we call it, I apologize. But it's talking about having that running mate. What is that called? The cross sister
Yeah,
collaborator.
your collaborator, your accountability partner.
Yeah, and I know Winnan before had tried to assign me people, you know, like, hey, maybe you guys would connect, and maybe you guys would connect. And one of the things that conference did is I think it's naturally created some connections that it's harder to assign those partnerships or relationships. And conference allowed then some additional resources that were more naturally evolving and felt like now, like, that's what, yes, that's what feels good. That's a great place to be. And I think that naturally evolved better too. So really what it did is it created a bigger cachet of resources than we had before on a personal level. And so it's a really beautiful, and I'm so happy that you guys are here because I see you all and I love you.
Yeah, there's all your roomies.
Totally.
That's so fun. And it did turn out to be a good experience, didn't it? So.
It did. It absolutely did.
Well, thank you so much, Angela, for sharing that, because that's really valuable. In fact, this year we had 3,000 people attend the live conference. We had 11,000 who paid for the virtual. I know not everybody got to watch virtually, but hopefully they're able to catch up on recordings. We had 4 different general sessions, 8 different workshops, 2 leader meetings, and next year, we're going to be in Salt Lake City, July 20th through the 24th. So they told us the 20th through the 24th. That's actually including Thursday. So maybe we're starting a general session on Thursday, or maybe we're just having workshops. I don't really know, but we'll find out later. But Salt Lake City is a pretty easy place to get to for everybody. It is a hub for Delta Airlines, so there should be a lot of flights available. And if you, now that we know the dates, we can check early when the gas prices come down, right? So yeah, so very, very excited to see you all there for that. So thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Okay, so some of the things that we heard at conference, this just gives us a little timeline of it all. Our destination color, Jamaica, has started this month. So whatever, even though conference was, you know, the first weekend of the month, whatever you did retroactive back to the 1st of August counts as points, and we'll hear about that next. We also had our fall pre-launch bundles. That part is over. And then we had our kit sale that was extended to the 14th. So today we start our host to join. Tomorrow we launch the collegiate sets. The 22nd, we have lip color bundles and the subscription boxes that if you earn those in the July incentive, those are going out in the mail. So excited. And then Tuesday, the 23rd, we have the fall launch. And then our lip collection will launch in September. So that just kind of gives you an overview of what the timeline is. So with that being said, a really, like, the biggest contest that Color Street offers each year is our incentive trip. And I've asked Brianna Cannon to share with us, because Brianna is a team builder and she got to attend her very first Color Street incentive trip to Punta Cana this year. And so she's going to share with us a little bit more about why would we want to go to Jamaica? Why would we want to invest our time in earning the incentive trip? So Brianna, go ahead and take it away.
Hey guys, so I'm Brianna. I'm a little bit about me. I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming, so pretty much the middle of nowhere, right? Can you guys, by the way, I'm in my truck hiding from my kids. So
Nowhere.
Oops.
Punta Cana is actually the second trip I earned. I earned Cancun level 1 and then the Punta Cana trip level 1. But I haven't gone to Cancun yet because COVID. But Punta Cana, you guys, was amazing. I'm telling you, you need to set your eyes on earning Jamaica right now. You still have plenty of time. And you have
Candy, Troy, can you mute your speaker, please? Candy's speaking Japanese or something.
No?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, perfect. If you haven't already set your eyes for earning that all-inclusive trip to Jamaica, just go ahead and mark those dates out on your calendar because you are going to be there as long as you mentally say that you can go. When I was in Punta Cana, you guys, I've never been on an all-inclusive trip ever in my life. That was the first time for me. They literally were bringing me, what was I drinking? Oh gosh, Miami Vices, like left and right. I would have like 2 in my hand at the same time, you guys. And they're like, do you need another? And I'm like, sure, let me just finish this one. And the food, like all of the restaurants were amazing. They were like buffet style and the beaches were amazing. The rooms were amazing. Like, and you can go on excursions and you get to communicate and like connect with all of your sisters, your Color Street sisters. Also a tax write-off for your business because they do a 4-hour training. So you can write it off on your taxes. And you guys, you can take a spouse. You earn all, you set your eyes for what you want to do. If you want to take your spouse. Level 45 or no, level 1 is 45 points. So break that down. How many parties a month do you need to have? How much sales a month do you need to have? How many recruits do you need to promote? Are you working with your team? Are they working with their team? What do you have to do? Make yourself a vision board, put it on your vision board. Put your tracker on your mirror every morning where you're getting ready and keep yourself accountable. If something isn't working for you, if you don't have enough sales, pivot. Maybe you didn't get all the parties. Maybe there was a dud, right? Nothing's really a dud, but maybe there was a quote dud. Pivot. Maybe you need to do an IPA. Maybe you need to reach out to a few more past customers and ask if they would like to host a party. There's all these new things coming out. Why wouldn't they want to host and get them for free, right? So if you believe you can do it, you can do it. All you have to do is start today, make a plan, and set that plan in action. That's all I got.
So thank you, Brianna. How did you keep yourself focused? Because, it's a long trip contest, right? So there's going to be peaks and valleys. Things will go right, things will go wrong. So how did you personally keep yourself like in the game?
Definitely a great question. So, you start out and you're like, oh, I'm going to do 5 parties a month. I'm going to get so many sales, blah, blah, blah. But I had to do a lot of pivoting. I mean, I have 3 small kids. So at some point I had to sit down and I'm like, okay, here's where my points are at for, say I'm halfway through. Here's my points halfway through. I'm not halfway to where I'm supposed to be. I need to reevaluate. I need to do more than what I'm doing. I need to make sure that that's fitting in with my family life and my work schedule at the same time. So you have to be realistic, but don't be afraid to reevaluate and change things.
Right. So for example, you get 1 point for every 500 NPV that you sell. Did you do more? Did you find yourself in a position of doing more parties or more events? Like, how did you manage that with the kids and the job and all the things?
Definitely more events. We're going, well, and more parties too. We're going into the season where like fall events, holiday events, it's going to be crazy right now. So start getting into those events. If you're not already in your Facebook groups for the events, check with that. Gosh, there's something also you can check with your city events as well and get into those. Those are some bigger events that are really well promoted. So make sure you check into those parties. I don't know about you guys, but I always set a goal to have 10. I've started doing them in like a mega party format. So I have 4 or 5 hostesses at a time without each of them have their own link. So I can do 5 parties in a week and I'm really only partying, right? Twice a month. Or if I want to do 20 parties, I can do a party each week and have, what is that? 5 hostesses. Math was not my
Yeah, that's really great advice because if you find that you can only party X amount of times, just clump together more hostesses in the party. So would you say that the information is out there, like whatever it is that you have to do, if you want to do Facebook parties, if you want to do in-home parties, if you want to do Zoom parties, is all the information out there? Like if you need to figure something out, you can, right?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many resources available. You guys, I've been a stylist for 4 years now. There are so many more resources than when I started. There's the official Color Street Stylist group with all the Tuesday trainings and the Connect the Dots in there. There's all the trainings in your app. There's all the trainings in the Live Out Loud page. There's so many, there's like graphics groups and nail fee groups out there. Guys, there wasn't all that stuff when I started. There was, if there was, they were like little baby things. They were not as great as what they are now. And Color Street, knowing that we are getting excited for this trip, is going to be coming out with trainings on how to do that. And they're amazing. I think Molly Fitch, I love Molly Fitch. And she's done several trainings on how to earn incentives trips and really break it down using your tracker, setting goals for yourself. And if I could find that training, I will just tag it and I'll put it right in this group for you guys.
Yeah, in fact, she did a training somewhere in our group, I think, 10 ways to book a nail bar. Like, there you go. So everything is out there. You can go to YouTube and say how to do Color Street parties, and it's all the information is out there. So figure out what Brianna, I'm kind of surmising what you're saying is, like, if you know you need to do more parties, you can go get that info. If you know you need to do events, then go get that info. If you know that you need to get more active in your VIP group, then you can find that info. There's a multitude of training on all of it, including the Tuesday training. So tons and tons of information. So one last question for you, Brianna. Since the trip dates, we can see on this slide, the trip dates are September 20th through the 24th. So what should we do now that we know those dates, just to make this a little more real in our minds?
You should make sure you have nothing planned. Go ahead and put in PTO a year in advance. Start checking your flights. Look at the hotel. Start budgeting. You guys, if there's anything extra you want to do. I mean, I was looking at the plane tickets already from Denver to over there. I can't think of it right now. To Jamaica. Until I worked all day, right? So just start planning and budgeting, just a little bit every month will add up, and just save that and you'll be great. You'll be perfect. You won't need any extra money for the trip. You won't have to worry about it. And it'll be a tax write-off too. So you'll get some of that back.
Yeah. So put those dates on your vision board. Print off this destination color tracker. I already posted it in our event for this regional meeting, so you can grab it there. I'll also post it in the Live Out Loud page, so you can grab it. But print this baby out and have it in front of you at all times, wherever it is that you see the most. If it's on the kitchen counter, if it's, on your refrigerator, on your bathroom mirror, in your car, wherever it is to have, you got to have it in front of you, because without that, you're kind of like flailing. So, hey, Angela, by the way, I was going to tell you, you shared the tip today when we were doing our fall work party about going through your members in your VIP page and going and looking up their profile and making a comment on their page. As I'm sitting here, all these comments are so I went and started doing that. All these comments are coming in from all these people that commented on And so they're commenting back. So I'm like, well, great. Maybe tomorrow they'll see my posts, right? So thank you for that tip. That was great. So if you haven't looked up this Montego Bay, oh, by the way, I was going to share with you the Hyatt Ziva Resort in Montego Bay. I have been to this resort before. It has been by far my very favorite resort I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of resorts. So I hope that you guys, I know that you guys will love it. Last thing I wanted to invite you to do for Jamaica is to join our Jamaica Jam trip team. So this Wednesday, we're going to do a Zoom training and accountability call. That's this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And we're going to do it for 3 weeks in a row. So the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st. Mark it on your calendar. I'll add that into an event in the Live Out Loud page. And we're going to have various training on the sales, the enrolling, and how to work with your team to get all the points that you need. So this is going to be a really good way to bond together with all the people that are really serious about going to Jamaica. Okay, so let's review real quick. We have some opportunities to help you hit your goals. We have the August host rewards again, the hand lotion and the cuticle oil available for hosts. So that's a great booking tool. We also have the August host to join special. So that's a great enrolling tool for you to use. We also have the collegiate collection that's available in the US starting tomorrow. I want to make sure that you do reference the do's and don'ts that was shared by Color Street when it comes to promoting on social media. It's really important that we are following the rules because we want more colleges to be able to we want to represent more colleges down the line. So we want to make sure that we're playing by the rules and doing it right. I'm pretty excited about this. I really don't know what's going to happen yet, but I think it's cool. And then we have the fall launch. Yay! 19 new styles launching the 23rd. How many of you got your fall bundles? Got your fall bundles? Yay! So we have the 19 new colors. So we have Glamping Queen, which is this really this array of beautiful colors that are more outdoorsy and beautiful. We have the pastel spell. So we've got some really cool pastel, but they're fall pastels. So if there is such a thing, there's fall pastels. And then Written in the Stars, that more whimsical, alluring type of very edgy type of styles. And I'm so excited about those. Can't even stand it. So let's just brainstorm for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and stop our our slideshow, and just share for a few minutes, brainstorm, how can we market these particular products? So one of the things I just shared, and thanked Angela for sharing on our work party about going into your VIP group, looking up your members in there, and then go to their profile pages and start commenting on whatever their last posts were. Some of those VIPs haven't posted in months and months and months, and they're like, they share everything. They never have an original post, so I couldn't do anything there. But but I thought, hey, whatever I can do, I can do. And like I said, now I see them commenting back, so that's a pretty cool thing. So there's one idea to help increase your algorithm so more people see your posts when you do start posting about your fall launch or your collegiate launch or any of these other things. So what else? What other suggestions or ideas do you have for launching these great products? Anybody want to share anything?
Hi, Shonda. It's Laurel.
Hey, Laura.
I absolutely love to do a live show and share in our VIP group. The ladies eat it up, and it gives you an opportunity to romance the product a little bit, spend a little time on each of the individual ones, and not necessarily all at the same time.
Good. So do you do like a girls' night in party, or you do kind of a little show and tell?
I have a VIP group that I don't do parties and we do events there, but we do parties separately. So I would do the launch of the product, and then the following 2 days, 3 days is the party in the party group
Okay.
in more detail.
Okay. Great. All right. Any other ideas? We had, let's see, there's ideas. You could do an application in your VIP group, or an application on your personal page. I know last fall I decided to do 7 days of Manny's. That was insane. I tried to do 7 different Manny's 7 days in a row. I failed. I think I got 7 Manny's in about 12 days, but hey, it was still 7 Manny's. But every day I went live on my personal page and just showed some portion of doing a new manicure. And that got quite a bit of traction. It got people talking. So that was in messaging me. So that was just kind of a out of the box kind of idea. Making a video of your nail care routine. I know I've seen Wynn do that before. I've seen a couple of you do that, where you show taking off the polish, and you just kind of, just doing some videos of things, and then you can speed it up or just take little clips of it and put it together, like doing the cuticle oil, doing the nail strengthener, doing the Mani application, and doing the final hoop-de-hoo. So that's always something fun that you could do. Of course, this or that's. What other ideas do we have? Actually asking people to book a party. Okay. Well, let me go and share my screen again. Okay. So really making the most of your August is plan how you're going to use your fall bundles. So somebody said on today's work party that you didn't want to just use the August or the fall strips yourself. You wanted to get them in your customers' hands. I think that was that Jamie or Angela who said that? Angela? Yeah, so can you tell us again what it was that you did?
I guess I do a handful of different things. So I bought all 3 bundles, but in order to be able to buy the bundles, because that was a little bit of an investment, I pre-sold by using a graphic before we even had those coming up. And the graphic that I used, and it was actually created by Wynn, was an option to buy 1, 2, or 3, and no more than that for the pre-sale. And it includes clear as day, some twosies, and I can't remember, seems like something else. But I pre-sold those, and then I had 3 more left of the original. So I sold 9 there, 3 more left of the original, and we are leveraging those. My son and I will go live. I pre-wrapped all of the sets, so they are true mysteries. He's going to smack the numbers on them, so the ones that they selected, they'll see that they're going in a bag. And then I'm going to leverage the other 3, and I still have even more than that, but the other 3 that they know I have for booking a party. And if they book a party, that will be a hostess gift from me to get one of those fall sets also. And when I say book a party, I mean like in the next 2 weeks, like you need to do it now.
Right.
And that way it's happening at the same time, because I do have a couple spots in next week's party. So I'm going to try to leverage that right away. So for me, I try to leverage my sets to get them on people as quick as I can. Now, the other thing that I'll do when it comes right before the launch, I'll do a ladies' night in. But last season in spring, when we had the pre-bundles, I did the high-low game and went live as well. And he was able to show them, and they were claiming them right then and there before they were even available the next day. Now, granted, they're not going to get them any sooner, but the idea that they got to see them a hair sooner and grab them right away, and they know when I send something out, it's going to come with a couple extra little goodies in a package. And so my girls eat that up. So in this case, we have, I don't even remember how many sets we got total if you bought all three, but I got a lot to leverage. And so I do everything I can to just do one thing after another during launch week to make sure that I'm using those sets to get them into their hands. It makes my VIP feel special that they're getting a sneak peek before, that they can maybe buy it and even get it before. I mail it out with a little timing. I try to go 4 or 5 days ahead of time. So they'll probably get it like right when launch comes out, but that's still sooner than what they could get if they bought it online. And by doing that, then I'm asking my VIP also to go live or post pictures when they open those packages. So that creates a whole nother level of excitement. And then the next time I come around to do this again, people are more apt to buy the mystery bundles because they saw how it worked last time. So I think that's one of the reasons why it was pretty easy to sell 9 of those ahead of time, and that helped to leverage it.
Yeah, and I love that because you sold 9 of those bundles.
Yeah.
9 of the little packages to your customers. It's just really smart way to use your fall bundle. Another idea I heard I had, somebody else was gonna sell 1 mystery set. So one of the fall sets, they didn't get to choose, it's a mystery, plus a catalog and 3 accent nails for $15 US. That would probably be about 20 Canadian. And when they said yes, she would private message them and say, or I'll give you an upgrade and you can get yours for free when you host your party. So you can set the parameters of that too. So it's just smart use of making the investment in the fall bundles, but now let's recoup the costs and use that to get more business, more future business. So thank you for sharing, Angela. By the way, we did have a work party today. It is recorded. And if you go into the event, the work party event, the recording is posted there. And there were many, many, many really great ideas about using the launch checklist, you know, because you need lots and lots of different ideas, 7 days of contact to get the thing done. So also book hosted nail bars. How many parties will you hold in August? It's really about setting your goal and then going after it. So parties are not going to jump onto your calendar without you asking. So if you don't ask, you don't get. And so it is important to find a way to manage the tools that you have to use that as a leverage for hosting nail bars, like using a fall bundle upgrade or something like that. Okay, making the most of August, and again, going back to earning trip points, is hold enrolling conversations. So we'll see the potential stylist follow-up sheet on the next page, but how many new stylists do you want to enroll in August? And congratulations to those of you who have already enrolled new stylists this month, and congratulations to our new stylists for August. So that's exciting. Also, one of the things that we want to do is share the collegiate nails if you're in the US, or share and plan to share the fall collection. I don't think we should share the fall collection quite yet. I think it's a little too soon. Maybe this weekend would be a good time to share it. Just tease, because like keeping those sets mysteries, they're keeping them mysteries. Teasing about the upcoming lip collection that launches the end of September. We don't want to talk about it too soon. We just simply want to tease that it's coming. Okay, so let's just talk for a couple minutes about the potential stylist follow-up sheet, because what a valuable tool that Brittany Mepke shared with us on stage at conference. So if you were on the virtual event, you got to see this part in the general session. But Brittany is a very high enroller, and she does it just simply because she continues to follow up with people. So she keeps their information. She shares with them, you know, did I add them to an opportunity group or my VIP page, or did they actually join the group? How did we meet? What have I shared with her? What was our conversation? I love that there's a 2-day follow-up, because oftentimes she'll give them information. She'll say, I'm going to follow up with you in a couple days. And then she asks them, did you look through the information? Almost always the answer is no. And so she has a 1-week follow-up, and she's like, no worries, life gets busy. I'm going to follow up with you in a week. And so if you could take a look at the information, or try the twosie, or do the thing, look through the information, we'll talk about it. Just have your questions ready for me. And then she does the 1-week follow-up. And if they still haven't looked at it, she just starts to talk to them about it. And so what interested you about Color Street? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 not interested, 10 are you ready to join? She's trying to get a number. The reason that the 5 has a little pink X through it is because she said if they're a 5, you don't know which way to go. So she tries to get them, it can't be a 5. She's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, but you can't say 5, where would you be? So I think that that's really fun. I love that there's notes for their concerns. What are their challenges? What would stop them from joining? I think is a really great question. And then checking in these little boxes for checking in following dates, because if now's not the time, that's okay. Follow up with them in another month, follow up with them, in 2 months, follow up with them in the next quarter, whatever it is that you decide is a good time for follow-up. And then on the second page here, the most common objections and concerns. I love that she put this in here, because truly it's like the four top reasons that people object to starting right now is, I don't have the time, I don't have the experience, I don't know enough people, or I don't have the money. And so she just simply gives you a suggestion, a recommendation on how you can overcome those objections. So just keep asking. That's the point, is she's like, just keep asking. And I know in my personal experience, I had hostesses that hosted parties with me for 3 years before they decided to join. And it just became part of my spiel, if you will, at the end of the party. Well, you know what I'm going to ask you now. The final opportunity is you can become a stylist. So just keep that in your mind, that your job is always to offer the opportunity. Their job is to accept it or reject it. We can't judge for them. Okay, so are you excited? Like, there's so much happening in Color Street, and there is more to come. So mark your calendars for Wednesday, September 7th at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. There is going to be a company-wide training, and where they're going to introduce the new beauty social party and more information about the lip collection. And by then we should be having our lip collections and subscription boxes in hand, right? So September 7th at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. All right, so this is about taking action now. So taking a lot of this information you have already heard before, or you've read it, you've paid attention to it, or maybe you didn't pay attention to it, but now's the time to take a closer look. Print out the Destination Color Montego Bay. Make your plan for the trip, get your trip tracker, or maybe you decide that the trip's not in it for me this year, but I don't want you to give into the idea that I can't do it, because everybody had to do it for the first time at one time or another. You can do it if you decide that you really want to do it. Map your plan for the glow out bonuses. Now, this is a really important program that I want to challenge you to print that flyer out, keep it in front of you, take a look at what kind of bonuses do you want to have? It's about consistency in your sales and enrolling. That's all it is. It's not about super high performance. It's just about consistency. And then set your booking and enrolling goals for August and beyond. By the way, I wanted to just plug this. Our team, the Live Out Loud lineage, is only $70,000 away from group volume, from hitting 11 million in lifetime GV. So that's pretty good. It's exciting. Okay, and with that being said, I will open it up to Q&A. We have 2 minutes.
Shonda, may I just add one more quick thing?
Please.
We were joking when we were standing around talking one night. It was Jamie and gosh, I just had a brain block. I'm sorry.
Cassie?
Anyway, we were sitting around talking about all the things that we wish Color Street had, and it feels like it's coming, and we're not sure if it's going to come. And this conference, we literally were elbowing each other in the meeting going, we have this, Brandy, sorry, we have this now, the stylist, we have this now. And we were laughing so hard because all the things that we wanted to have, they literally handed to us. Like Cassie said, we didn't have this stuff a couple years ago. And I know for me, and I think we all felt like we're empowered. We have no excuses now. Literally every tool that we need is being handed to us in these trackers and this information. So it's really exciting.
You know what? And you make such a good point, Angela. It was rough starting out here. it was so rough in the beginning. Nothing had been created. So the entire field was scurrying and making things up for themselves. So yeah, Color Street, I agree with you. They are doing it right. They're listening to the field. The fact that they made next year's trip, bring a guest. Everybody gets to bring a guest. I love that because our whole point was this is a family business and we want our significant others there, or our moms, or our support person to be able to experience the trip, because when that happens, believe me, when you come home, they're like, why are you home? You should be out doing a party, right? They push you. So it's really good stuff. Thank you for sharing that, because that's really important. And Brandy, I love that you're agreeing with that too. Any other questions, comments, clarifications? I want to look at our chat. If you didn't win the subscription box or lip styles, will you be able to purchase the prior to the launch? So there is going to be a lip bundle option, kind of like the fall bundles. So there will be some sort of a lip bundle option available to stylists, so you can get the products before they're released to customers, and that'll be coming out the beginning of September sometime, Rosemary. And then as far as the subscription boxes, no, there won't be an option to pre-purchase that, but once they're launched sometime this fall, I know I'm going to be a subscriber. I'll probably be my first customer, because they're all custom exclusive styles. So I think I think the field will be all of our first subscribers, right? But think about this too. My average customer purchases twice a year from me. So if they were an average $40 order, that's about $80 in sales. If I could turn some of those people into subscribers, it's $25 to $27 a month, 12 months. That increases your sales in a big, big way. So you're going up to about $300 a year instead of $80 a year. So it's a really great way to increase your effort volume. And most people that subscribe don't stop. So, yeah. Any other questions? All right, team, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I hope that you got some tidbits of information, and keep your eyes open. I'm going to be posting the Jamaica Jamaica Jam trip team event. And so you can feel free to join that and join us on Wednesday for the trip team. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.